Welcome to A View to a Grill. I'm Johnny. Today we're going to make a bacon mushroom Swiss burger using wild grains brioche buns on the Weber Kettle. First, let's start with the patties. We're going to be using 80/20 ground beef. And even though the label says that it's 16 ounces, I'm going to weigh it anyway because what I find is that the label is rarely correct. And here we have 15.5 ounces. So I'm going to make two 7.7 ounce beef patties. Now I'll get our ground beef into a patty mold so that I can have two consistently sized beef patties. And once I have those patties shaped, I'll use the patty press lid to just flatten out the tops of those patties. And when I was done, I had two patties that look like this. Once I had those patties formed, I then seasoned them with my own SPG plus onion powder rub, which I'll have the exact measurements in the description below. And when I was done, my seasoned patties looked like this. I'll just let those patties sit up in the refrigerator, and now it's time to set up the ZGrills for our bacon and buns. I'll be using my ZGrills pellet smoker today because I'm going to be baking the bacon in the pellet grill, and later I'll be baking the brioche buns from Wild Grains in the pellet grill. I'll follow the instructions to light up the pellet grill and set it to 350 degrees. While the pellet grill is coming up to temp, I'll prepare our bacon. I'm just using thick sliced bacon today. I'll cut these in half and then set them on a baker sheet because I actually want to capture the bacon drippings so that I can saute our mushrooms and onions later. While the pellet grill is coming up to temperature, I'll go ahead and set up the Weber kettle. Today I'm going to be using our slow and sear to set up a 2-zone cooking area. The left side is going to be the cool zone, while our right side is going to be the hot zone. I'm going to make sure that the grill grates are clean, so I'll get that sprayed down with CitraSafe, scrubbed down, and then wiped down. And if you do this every time before you cook, you're not going to have a whole lot of stuff come off those grates. Now that our pellet grill has preheated to 350 degrees, it's time to get the bacon on. While the bacon is going, let's go ahead and make our sauce. To make our sauce, we're going to need about 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise, a generous shake of Italian seasoning, about a teaspoon of lemon juice, a few dashes of Worcestershire, freshly ground pepper to taste, and now we want to stir and taste. Now that all those ingredients have come together, I know about how much salt I'm going to need. And stir and taste again. When I was done, I had a sauce that looked like this. And now I'll just get that into the refrigerator while we finish up outside. Now it's time to check on our bacon. Bacon looks like it's coming along, so I'm going to go ahead and start the fire for our Weber kettle. Today I'm using the Superior brand of fire cup. I'll just get that lit and then place my full Weber chimney starter right on top. While the fire is getting started, it's time to prep our vegetables. For these 2 burgers, I'm going to use half an onion. I'll get the onion sliced as thin as possible. I'm also going to be using about 8 to 10 medium-sized, thinly sliced cremini mushrooms. And now the fire's ready, so it's time to get the lit charcoal into the Weber kettle. I'll just get that right into the slow and sear. Next, I will move that fire around for even heat distribution. Once I've done that, I'll close the lid, and we're going to want this fire hot. So I'm going to make sure that the top vent is wide open and the bottom vent is wide open as well. We'll let everything preheat for about 5 minutes, and while that's going on, we're going to take our bacon off. We'll get the lid open to the ZGrills and check out this bacon. That bacon is just the way I like it. Now we still have the wild grain brioche buns to bake, but I don't want to turn the ZGrills completely off, so I'll just lower the temperature to 225 degrees for now. And now it's time to get our hamburger patties on the Weber. While the hamburgers are on the grill, I'll remove my bacon from the baking rack. Now I'll go back to the burgers and give them a quick turn. I'll give them about a minute and then flip both patties. Now I'll go back to the Weber and give them a quick turn. I'll give them another minute and move them from the hot zone to the cool zone where they'll finish cooking. Now it's time to get the mushrooms and onions ready and then cheese our burger. I'll get a cast iron pan and set it directly over the fire. Once I've done that, I'll get our rendered fat and pour that right into the cast iron skillet. I'll let that heat up for a minute or two, and then I'll get my mushrooms and onions and put them right in. Now that I have my mushrooms and onions going, I'm going to cook these until the onions are slightly caramelized and the mushrooms are soft. And I'm going to leave these in the cast iron skillet so they'll stay nice and warm. Now I like my burgers medium well going into well. If you like your burgers at medium rare, then you'll go ahead and cheese your burgers now. Since I like mine done a little bit longer, I'm going to go ahead and close the lid and let them come up to the temperature that I like them. Now while those burgers are going, I'm going to set the ZGrills back to 350 degrees so we can bake our Wild Grains brioche buns. This video is sponsored by Wild Grain. Wild Grains is a subscription service for artisan bread, pasta, and pastry. They are delivered frozen in a box where you'll find delicious, slowly fermented products. If you would like to subscribe to a Wild Grain box, check out the offer in my description area below. For our cheese, I'll be using Boar's Head Swiss cheese. I'll get my cheese on, and we're just going to let that melt for about a minute. At this point, our ZGrills has come up to 350 degrees. I'll get those buns on the ZGrills and set a timer for 6 minutes. A minute has gone by, and now it's time to take the burgers off the grill. Now our timer is reading 6 minutes, and it's time to take our Wild Grains brioche rolls off the ZGrills. All of the components to our bacon mushroom Swiss burger are done. Now it's time to put everything together and check out the results. We're going to start by cutting our Wild Grains brioche bun in half. Now at this time, I really did mean to toast the buns, but in my excitement, I kind of forgot about it. Now I'll sauce the bottom bun, and next we'll get our cheesed patty on the bottom bun, and then we'll get some of those sauteed mushrooms and onions and put them right on top. Next, we'll pour on a little bit of sauce, and then we'll add our bacon right on top of that. And this sauce is amazing, so we're going to add a little bit more right on top of the bacon. Add a little more bacon because I've made too much. And then we'll get the top bun on. And there it is, our bacon mushroom Swiss burger on a Wild Grains brioche bun. Now let's give this thing a taste. Now I know this burger is going to be messy, so I already have the towel on my shoulder. Hands down, this is the best brioche bun I've ever had. As you can see, the juices are dripping, and there they are. 1, 2, and 3. Another 3 out of 3 tongue recipe. And all I could say about this burger was wow. Now if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, go ahead, take a second and subscribe now. Thank you for watching a view to a grill. I'll see you guys next time. It's about to rain. Take care, y'all.